Pet All the Dogs collection is now available. The link is in the description below. What is up, you guys, and welcome into our awesome channel. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to see our daily entertaining videos and make sure to hit the notification button to stay tuned. In today's video, we're going to look at what Chris the sheep looked like after 5 years without grooming. In the fall of 2015, a group of people were hiking through a spa just north of Canberra in Australia. As they were walking, they noticed a sheep that was in desperate need of their help. The group of hikers immediately contacted the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals to see if they could help. You see, most of the time sheep do just fine wandering by themselves. Unfortunately, certain sheep, as the Australian Merino, has been bred not to shed their coats each year, which means someone needs to shear it off for them. Sadly, it seemed as if this sheep has not been helped in a very long time. The Royal Society sent out a team of staff members to help look for the sheep. After a few days of searching, the team finally found the sheep that they later named Chris. Chris appeared to be around 5 or 6 years old and had obviously been wandering around by himself for a long time. The group was unsure if the sheep would survive the summer, so they contacted the RSPCA for backup. At the time, Chris could barely walk by himself, so the RSPCA knew that they needed to remove his coat immediately. They sent out a message to look for an expert shearer. A large amount of fleece can trap moisture, which can lead to serious infections and bacteria. Luckily, it didn't take long for someone to offer their services. Ian Elkins, a 4-time national shearing champion, agreed to help Chris once he got to the sheep. He realized that Chris would need to be anesthetized for the procedure. Most coats weigh around 11 pounds and only take a few minutes to remove, but not Chris's coat. Chris had 90 pounds of fleece on his body, which took an hour to remove. Imagine how uncomfortable that must have been for him. Chris had so much fleece on his body that he ended up winning the Guinness World Records title for most wool sheared from a sheep, single shearing. Tammy Vendange, an RSPCA worker, saw an immediate change in Chris's personality as well as his appearance. Yesterday he was hiding in the corner. He didn't want to have any contact whatsoever. He could barely stand up, and he certainly couldn't walk very well. And today when I looked at him, he was coming up to you. He wanted to be pet, said Vendange. Once they removed all of that fleece, the RSPCA determined that Chris was in pretty good health, despite what he had to endure. After Chris went to his new home, they had to decide what to do with his coat. It would be a waste to throw it away, but because it was filled with dirt and grime, it couldn't be used for wool. So what were they going to do with the fleece? Because Chris held the world record, they knew that they had to do something special with it. It was put into a museum. He had numerous opportunities with the fleece, but at the end, we believe that it should be preserved in its entirety and displayed as a reminder of how dependent these animals are on humans for their welfare. The National Museum already has a wonderful pastoral industry collection that tells of their history in this country. As such, we felt that they were the most appropriate partner to preserve the story of Chris and his very woolly fleece, explained Vendange. So guys, make sure to leave us your thoughts on this transformation that Chris had before and after getting his coat cut. And make sure to leave us a like if you enjoyed the video, and peace out.